I know more about me because I spent more time noticing. So that's the way, that's what creates self-confidence. And that gives you the opportunity to move into any country, anywhere, any culture, any belief system and say, this is who I am. And I know it, and if you don't like it, that's okay, because you have permission to have your experience and your opinion, but that gives me also the right to have my experience and my own opinion. But if I need to know me to be able to accept that. Otherwise for so many years learned to feel that my reactions are due to someone else's opinion. So that's about emotional anatomy, and it's a very important part of this. And the last bit is the practitioner certification, which isn't teaching you more, but giving you the opportunity to practice what you have learned in a practical way, and then the trainer is there to assist you to work on someone outside the group so that you get some practice of what you have done under supervision and under assistance, so then we can assess how much you have learned. And because it's a government accredited course, we have assessments at every level to ensure that what you have taught is being learned and accepted. So because we are responsible to make sure the students know and assimilate and pick up everything that's done in a proper way, and that's the certification part of it.
So what do you do after Certificate 3?
After Certificate 3, you get a little bit, you have to put in a little bit of practice, and when you've done a little bit of practice, you bring some of your questions and all that to Certificate 4. It's not about giving you too much more information, but to how to apply it more in a more practical way.
Yeah.
So in a master practitioner, what we're really doing is to see how your personality has grown. Because then you are mastering the practice of psychosomatic work. If you haven't grown, how are you going to really express yourself better in the world? See, this work of psychosomatic therapy is not for you to become a therapist. It is to repair a lot of the potential that you had, which you may have been suppressed or neglected or unacknowledged throughout your life. So as you get to understand this more, you're really starting to master the practice of understanding yourself and master the practice of performing better. So in the master practitioner, we use a few subjects which we also use in corporate work. There's body language, we specialize more in body language, and personality profiling. So instead of just looking at face reading, we're looking at the profiling of the characteristics of a personality and how they will apply the specific characteristics under certain ways they are expected to perform at work and business and different ways of life. So there are certain characteristics in everything. It's geometrically and mechanically in our body, just as it is in a car or in a building or any other business. So we're looking at greater order, greater discipline, greater understanding of disciplining your mind, teaching you more focus, and to follow certain disciplines that must be followed in order for any business to run properly. You know, any business must have a hierarchy of work. And we, within our body, and run the company that we are running, is just like any company that you run. There's a management, and there's management in different departments, but they all have to work under a particular order and discipline in order to have better performance. So master practitioner is to really mastering the practice of your own self-discipline and your own performance. So we monitor a lot of that. And of course you learn how to look for that in other people too, to be able to perform better with them. So it's really a polish up of what you learned in the basics in Certificate 3. Now you're really going to apply it in the world. Again, it's not about teaching this, because we have a separate module which is called the Diploma in Teaching Psychosomatic Therapy. So if you really are so understand and love it so much that you really want other people to help other people with it too, so we have a level where you can take you up to diploma level.
Right.
And in that way, then you really test. Then we have a residential, where you are separate from everyone else, and we really check you out properly. Because in order for you to teach other people, the first thing is you've got to really learn it and believe it and live it yourself. And if you really live it, then you're really starting to be able to show other people how it can perform. It takes a little bit of practice. So we really do the certificate 3 and 4 you can do together with a few weeks in between with some special homework. But the teacher's training you can do only after a year of practicing and after finishing your certificate 4, because you need much more expertise and much more expertise of really understanding and handling yourself and understanding other people. And then it's really teaching it, you've got to really learn all the practical things. So there's a lot of home study and practical work that you've got to do the teaching. But it's a fascinating job to be able to understand it. And even though you may do the diploma, you still have a deeper understanding of yourself. Every level is just a greater understanding of yourself.